Hey guys, sorry about that. Having some difficulties with this freaking Be Live, so we're gonna definitely be getting with them after this to figure out um, why there are these new problems. Now, I can't get comments. Of course, I'm sure some of you heard the crazy noises that happened. It wouldn't let me. Yeah, that's just giving me problems. So I'm definitely gonna get with them this week um, before Wednesday, obviously, because Wednesday I have the New York Times best-selling author, movie director, activist, everything else. Kimberly Latrice Jones is going to be with us on Wednesday, which is just the beginning to a slew of phenomenal guests, ridiculous guests, and also friends of mine too, friends and family. But yes, I'm talking about. I got award-winning music producers and activists and authors and actors and actresses and singers and uh, um, bands. Listen, this is about to go. It's about to get a little bit crazy with Food for Action, but also always staying in mode. We're going to be constantly talking about the effects of racism, systemic racism in America, and the effects, but from, like I said, from many different opinions. So we're going to have opinions coming from some of my friends, family, from doctors, therapists, um, music folks, athletes. It's and God is blessed and and amazing. I mean, amazing folks have reached out to me, um, and so it's really it's something else, man. We are going to be blessed with a lot of different folks coming on this show, and I'm going to read the list to you guys in a little bit. Um, it's phenomenal. It really is. It's such a blessing. A lot of you know that I used to do things in the music industry. Never was. I was never huge, but I had the privilege of sharing the stage with lots of folks, and that's in secular music and in ministry. Have been blessed to share platforms and stages with many folks, and of course, you know, later on, I became just full-time dad with and local musician in South Carolina, and then I got sick, as people know, with chronic Lyme disease, which I still battle today, and so I never thought, hey, would God use me in any way? And He's doing a heck of a thing right now. He's got me in alignment with not only folks that I've dealt with in the past, but more than that, far more, in many different arenas. And so it's just amazing what God can do when you leave yourself open to His moves. And it's pretty neat, man. It's really neat. Really, 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 really cool what's happening now. We're really a blessing. And but again, right now, if you guys are there, if you have anything that you want to talk about, please type it in the comment section. I think I got things rolling again, so I will see your comments on my phone, and then I will be able to answer those things from this little typing bar. Let me see if I can do it right now, just to make sure I'm working. I'm going to say hi to myself. Hi. Let's see. Hi, me. And let's see if that goes through. That would be pretty interesting, saying hi to myself. but uh, but that is what I'm doing. And then when I say hi to me, then I can actually show it on the screen. See there? I just said hi to me on the screen. How about that? So I can do that with your statements as well, with your comments, and which is definitely what I want to do. And I want to be able to have you guys talking to me, and also if anybody wants to actually appear on the show, if you want to, I can bring you into the conversation. If you have something that you would like to share, if you have an experience that you would like to share, if you have a comment, if you have an opposing view, if you have a corroborating view, if you have a completely different view that I've never spoken of or has never been mentioned on the show, please, I invite you to offer those opinions and those views up and those experiences. That is what's going to make this whole thing effective. Is to engage with everyone. Not just engaging with the people that you feel comfortable with, not just engaging with the folks that you believe share your views, but it is important for us to engage with everyone, with folks of all from all walks of life, all different experiences, all different maybe belief systems. It's important to engage. That's the only way that we're going to be complete people, and we're going to be complete community, a complete society. Is to be able to walk along with other folks and share these things. That is one of the problems that we have now in this country. Is that everybody is as inclusive as people think this country is. It's not. Everybody is sectioned off and partitioned off and partitioned off in their own little worlds. And so that is why you have people that say that don't believe that racism exists, or people that don't believe in this, that, or the other thing that is going on, even when they see it happening. That's why people can fall for the okey doke when they hear somebody from one political party or another say, hey, this thing doesn't exist and this isn't going on, and then they get you to fall for it. And that is because you don't have a clue. You're not engaged enough with people to see that that what they're telling you may be wrong, or may be a little divisive, or so on, so suspect. But again, if you have anything that you'd like to share, if you have any experiences, any thoughts, any ideals that you want to share, please type into the comments. Let me know that you want to talk to me, and we will put you on the screen if you'd like to be, or if you just want to talk via the comments, that's fine too. But today, I am going to be announcing a bunch of things that are happening, but before that, I wanted to get people engaged in the conversation, and then unleash the good news to you guys. So if you're there, I see numbers going in and out. So if you're there, please say hi. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you are engaged in the conversation. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let me know that you're here, and let me know that you are taking part, being a part of the conversation. It's so important for us to engage in the conversation in some way or another. Rather, it's like I said, rather you're typing it, or if you want to speak with me live, that's fine too. It's great. Let me get a sip of coffee here. Christopher Hyatt, what's up, my man? Long time. How are you, brother? You want to get on the show? If you want to chat for a bit and tell folks things from your view, my friend, I can definitely get you on the show. If you have anything that you want to express, just typing it because you don't want to be on, that's fine. You're great. Good. I'm glad, brother. I'm glad. I'm going to be making some announcements here in a little bit. Oh man, we're talking about the effects. The overall topic of Food for Action is we're obviously we're fighting against racism, and we're talking about the perceptions of race and racism in America. Though we're talking about it from all sides, folks that don't believe that it exists, even though they see it happening, folks that don't believe in systemic racism, although we know it's happening, people that do believe, how to be effective in combating racism, how to be productive and proactive in this thing, and how to discuss it with everyone, not just in comfort zones, but how to bring this to the table in a passionate and productive way, and then turn it into action, so that it's not just remaining a thought and a conversation. And that's why we call it food for action. And so through this platform, this is what the goal is, and hopefully we bridge the gap between folks who may not understand or may not feel that they understand what they can do, how they can get skin in the game, or if they have skin in the game, to understand, how to go about being a productive part of the fight against racism, systemic racism, oppression, any type of bigotry. We want to be a part of the solution, and so that is the aim of Food for Action. I'm surprised you ain't seen this man yet, but we're on every Wednesday and Sunday at 7 p.m. ish. I always say that because given what else is going on, sometimes I'll start a little bit earlier and get in some extra time with everybody. So that's the aim. But I have some incredible news that I'm also going to be sharing before I'm done online today. Some amazing things that have happened for the show, and I know that everybody's going to want to be tuning in. Amazing stuff is going on, and it's a ginormous blessing to have things like this happen, when this literally started because I was going through an emotional, sad moment after Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd situation, and of course, growing up seeing all these things happen and being on the receiving end of a lot of this treatment, and I was going to type something online on Facebook. And then I couldn't type. All of a sudden, my hand froze up. And the next thing you know, I just pressed the camera and started talking. And the next thing you know, I'm like 31 episodes in Food for Action. And some of the episodes have multiple parts to it. And so it's been an amazing ride. And right now, starting Wednesday, I have, and I've already had a few awesome guests on, but I have Kimberly Latrice Jones coming on Wednesday. And Kimberly Latrice Jones is a New York Times best-selling author. They also are making a movie out of one of her books, screenwriting scenarios, stories. She's going to be on the show this Wednesday on the 23rd. And she's going to be speaking some logic. She's also a world-renowned activist. She thespian. She has won the NAACP Image Award. She has, she's got like a smillion accolades, and she's an incredible Black woman. And she is going to be on the show with us on this Wednesday. So that is like the first part of the good news that I'm going to speak to you. But there's so much more. So, but I just wanted to get some more folks engaged first before I get on with all of the pile of good news. Also, by the way, before I keep going, I also, for those people who didn't get to hear it, I did start the show speaking about the amazing superhero Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and what amazing woman she she was, and the amazing legacy that she's left, and just phenomenal. But I also gave two quotes, and I'm going to make sure I post them. I posted one yesterday and the day before, but I'm definitely gonna go over those again because there are two quotes that she said, and they're actually they're kind of like a large part of how I address what I'm doing now, and so it's an awful loss, but it was an amazing and awesome blessing to have her in such a leadership role in this country, and how she got there her story. It's just amazing, and so, but it's a sad loss, and I know that for many people, it leaves an incredible um, um, empty portion, an emptiness. But she did so much for so many, and a consistent career, a consistent existence that was just so awesome. But I also wanted to mention again because um, Wednesday, I had to cut Wednesday's show short, extremely short, because I was overcome with a lot of emotions because my my I call her my aunt, my aunt Mama Joan Hoyt, uh, passed away after just a long battle uh, um, with cancer, and a lot of people, most people close to me know about her, but um, she was just one of the most amazing people, not just women, but people in my life when I was just an idiot kid chasing girls and doing stupid things. She never judged those things. She would always offer wise things, to say when I'd go over there with Polly, and and she would always offer wisdom, and she would and smiles and embraces, and she would cook the most incredible food. 'Cause I love food forever, and she just had so many ways that she would reach out to to ignorant people, that young people like myself, because she saw something better in us, and she just loved and tapped into that instead of um, admonishing us so much for the bad things. And of course, yes, she did tell us when we were doing things wrong, and she, black women do this, and so she would give us the words of wisdom and strength. But she loved into us, man, so much. It's not just me, man. So many of our friends, and just amazing. And I think the part that most kind of had me struck down Wednesday is that um, while she was battling, she was fighting for every moment. Um, she always was, no matter what she was dealing with, she was the key word, which I am doing my best to embrace now. She was selfless. 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 Even when she was in the midst of great pain and great struggle, she was selfless. And she would send me, I don't want to tell you about, obviously she contributed to different treatments from that vein, but more important, she sent me notes. I have things stuck on my wall, in where my clothes are, where I get dressed, because I read those things, those warm sentiments. I have in the bag that I carry to doctor's appointments. I have letters, little notes that she sent me. All these text messages that we shared back and forth, and it wasn't a million of them, but just always at the right time. She had this. She was like a real life living person slash angel, where always at the right time, God gave her just encouraging words to speak to me, and she was hurting. She was suffering, and I was checking on her, and she was checking on me, and my battle was far less than hers, uh, in seriousness and so on. But she was just always loving into my life, and showing care and support and encouragement, and just an amazing woman. So I honor her today and every day as well. Um, and all of my deepest, sincerest thoughts and prayers and love goes out to Mr. Hoyt, Pops Hoyt, and Keith and Polly and Joni and all the kids. Um, I just love you guys, and you're incredibly strong. And it's funny because every person in that family has that same loving way. It's really awesome, really awesome. Um, but anyways, that happened this week as well. So two amazing people taken to heaven, um, and we might not have wanted them to go, but God saw fit to take them to the most comfortable, bestest home in the whole wide universe and beyond, and that is a seat next to Him. So, just very awesome, just so awesome. So, but I will miss Mama Hoyt, and and um, and we will all miss Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Um, so, anyways. So anybody who watches this later, I encourage you to engage and try to come on the show sometime. Try to show up on a Sunday or on a Wednesday. I'm on Wednesday and Sunday at 7 or before. It's going to be sometime between 6 and 7 where I come on, and then I stay on until it's done, whatever it is. And so, but I feel it's such a privilege and a blessing and an honor to be able to do this twice a week, and to hopefully be bringing some useful information, some useful opinion, some useful experience for folks as well. This is it's an interesting platform, but it is also very useful, and I'm starting to get used to it. But it is kind of tough to get used to talking to nobody into a screen, looking at yourself. But I'm starting to get used to it somewhat. Anyways, so in a little bit here, if I don't have anybody logged in, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys some of the things that are going on, and hopefully you'll be just as you'll be just as excited about them as I am, because I am way excited. I hope I'm not too excited, but definitely it is awesome what's happening. So let's see. All right. So it shows that I have nobody there right now. So while I have nobody, I'm gonna look at a couple of things here real quick. Here we go. Okay, so I wonder if this is happening because let me see if that'll help. Let's see. This is very interesting. I'm trying to navigate 3 different things here to make sure I'm not missing anything. 9 items to review. Wow. All right. So okay. So I see what's happening here. So finally, I am getting some reception on this. All right. Yikes. All right. So again, if you have anything that you want to talk about, if you have any comments, please let me know. I am going to, I guess, in about 10 minutes, I am going to go ahead and start revealing and unpacking some of this information for you guys, so that everyone will be able to be as excited and as I am. It's definitely awesome to have these things happening right now. And let's see what we got here. All right, yeah, it's awesome to have these blessings flowing in. And let's see, I don't know what this ain't working. So. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I will still be talking about or telling you about the focus of another Black life that was sadly taken from us. So that will still happen. But in a few moments, I am going to tell you about some amazing things that are happening. And again, I hope you will be just as excited as I am. I wonder why this is showing up as that old thing, because that's this is not. This is very interesting. Again, if you have anything that you want to talk about, please let me know. All right, let's see. I'm having to edit these videos while we go because even though I have the correct things written on the screen, it is not translating that to the videos. So me and Be Live are going to have a lot to talk about this week because that is just ridiculous at this point that I can't the things that I am the tools that I'm supposed to be able to utilize on here are not taking effect when I type the things in, which is just kind of unreal. So, but anyways, okay. Well, let me go ahead and start doing this. So, since I got nobody on, it looks like I got nobody on. Maybe when I'm done, it'll be like 100 people. I don't know. So let me go ahead and start doing this. So first thing I want to tell you that's really pretty exciting. I already told you that I have Miss Kimberly Latrice Jones, who will be on the show this coming Wednesday on the 23rd. I've already had Mach 357. I've already had DJ Chris Styles, and I had Dr. Nora Fahlberg. So again, this Wednesday at 7 p.m., I will have the New York Times best-selling author Kimberly Latrice Jones on Food for Action She is not only a best-selling author, but she is also a director, and she is a thespian, and she is a an activist, world renowned. She is a community leader. She has won the NAACP Image Awards. She has won various other awards, accolades. She is awesome, and and one of the things that I love about her the most is that she loves on the up and comers, as I am. Even though I'm 51 years old, but I'm pretty new to the activism um, uh, community leader game when it comes to this side of things. Always been active when it came to my daughter in school and so on, and music and kids and all that. But this is a whole different beast, and she has embraced me, and she actually calls me cuz, but she has given me different leads and referred me to different folks. And so she's just gracious with the way that she embraces folks that are out here to do positive things, as she does so many. I mean, she lends herself to so many situations, so many causes, but first and foremost, for the Black cause, um, um, racism. Um, Systemic racism and so on, and she is just so effective with her leadership. So it's pretty awesome. But anyway, so she will be with us Wednesday. Then one of my buddies that I grew up with, well, I don't say grew up with, but we had a lot of years together on the road and whatnot. He lives in South Carolina, but he is actually from where I am at now. It's funny, but Ross Bungie, reggae innovator, uh, uh, is going to join me on October 7th, which is a Wednesday, October 7th. Everybody knows Ross Bungie in Charleston, South Carolina, but people know him all over the country too because of his touring throughout the years. So he's going to be with us on the 7th. On October 11th, I am going to have Lizzie Chanel. She is an R&B artist from Atlanta. Amazing, ridiculous, just can't say no more. Awesome. Uh, October 18th, the Global Black Girl will be on the show. She is a phenomenal Black woman, positive, but she reaches out to everybody. She does these tarot readings and she talks about earthly things and healthy living and mentally and physically, spiritually. Just an awesome woman. She's going to be on October 18th. On October 14th, I'm sorry, I went out of order. On October 14th, the freaking multi-million dollar platinum producer, songwriter, King James Worthy, is going to be on the show. I don't know how that happened, but I'm talking about he's worked with everybody. Let me say it, everybody. Literally, if you hear them on the radio today, from the J. Cole to the Weekends to that, if they're on the radio, he has worked with them. He's got a catalog of 1,000,000 records, and he's still doing it. And so he is going to be on Food for Action on October 14th. Again, on October 18th, the Global Black Girl. On October 25th, my old from back in the day when we were trying to struggle and make it in R&B music and so on, me and my brothers, and we had the group Redbone. We had this manager, Robert Celestin, who has one of the biggest and most successful entertainment law offices in New York. His brother, Fritz, who goes by DJ Fritzo, is going to be in the house on October 25th. And then I'm going out of order again because on October 21st, we're going to have Mach 357 back because he has some amazing stuff that he wants to tell you. And plus, we didn't get to have him on screen because of some technical difficulties. Then on November 1st, which I'm calling the vote show, on November 1st, hold on a second. I have to pull something up real quick. On the vote show, which is again is what I'm calling it, on November 1st, we're going to have Kiana Nicole, another artist, awesome, ridiculous, crazy. She's going to be on the show on Vote Day with Food for Action, which is freaking amazing. Look, the talents and the things that are coming to the table are ridiculous. Okay, so hold on a minute. On November 11th, Hip Hop Elise is going to be on the show. Wait a minute. So again, we're talking about a manager who handles every successful R&B artist or some comedians, some actors, so on. She's going to be in the house on November 11th. On November 18th, super ridiculous producer, hype man, creator, stunner, fat man Scoop is going to be on the show. How is this happening? I have no idea. I'm talking about people who are known all over the world are going to be on Food for Action. On November 25th, Mimi Machado Luces is going to be on Food for Action. She's a TV producer, a TV writer, community activist. She was part of the head of BET for many years. On November 29th, we're going to have Buddy White from the freaking ridiculously successful back in the day R&B supergroup Intro. Buddy White is going to be in the house. This is all before December. I'm just telling you guys, like, the things that are happening here are crazy ridiculous. So if you're not watching this now, if you're going to tune in, if you tune in and see this later, I'm telling you, you want to be tuning in to every show from this Wednesday on, because every week is going to be a power-packed show. I even have a show that's going to be happening. It's going to be a family show, actually 2 of them. So it's going to be families of people that are coming on who are also effective in the entertainment industry. So this is turning into something that is far more reaching than I could have ever thought of, dreamed of, conceptualized on my own. And I owe it to God. It's just a blessing how it started from an emotional night, a night of pain, a night of grieving, and all of a sudden here we are, doing our best to bridge the gap, to come to understandings and common place mentally and productively, and to fight racism, and bringing other people to the table who are doing the same thing from their various walks of life. And it is just a blessing. It is just amazing. So, again, Kimberly Latrice Jones starts it off this coming Wednesday. And again, she is a New York Times bestselling author. She is directing a movie. She's from one of her books. She's got the first book that she wrote. She actually co-authored. That is turning into a movie. They've got, so many other things, but she travels the world, talking to different organizations about how to be productive and proactive in the fight against racism. She is an activist personified. She is she's so giving, and she's out there doing it, and she is going to be here. She's extended her arms and graciousness out to me, and she's going to be here Wednesday. So you can't miss Wednesday's show. If you're missing tonight, oops on you, but don't miss Wednesday, and don't miss any show after Wednesday, because if you do, you're going to miss some incredible, amazing things imparted on your life from amazing folk in many different industries. So I'm excited, and I hope you guys are too. Now, the last thing that I'm going to tell you, because it looks like I don't have anybody here right now. So the last thing that I'm going to tell you is that I have 2 partnerships coming to the table now. So they are sometimes looked at as endorsements for the sake of what's happening here. Presently, they are partnerships. I'm going to be able to unveil those this coming week as well. So probably Wednesday, I'll be able to unveil those 2 partnerships, but they are awesome, awesome companies, awesome brands, and they are going to be supporting Food for Action in many different ways. And I, in turn, will also be supporting their products. And so this is really an awesome thing. I mean, like I said, I just read off to you this list slew of folks that are coming on for the next 2 months, and in addition to that, I am forming partnerships with a couple of brands and businesses, and it's just this has all happened since the end of June is when this started, and it's amazing that how this has progressed and blossomed in such a short period of time. Only one being could be responsible for that, and that is the Heavenly Father. That is right, my Father God is blessed. So I only hope and pray that I can continue to do the positive work in a positive way, and to be selfless, and to be loving and caring in this work, as folks have been to me, and then God will bless it and continue to bless it to where it grows even more. And we can touch more and more lives. So I am going to, at this point, after giving you the good news, and I don't see anybody here. So at this point, I already did about 15, 20 minutes earlier before we had technical difficulties. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys about the life that was lost. I told you that this is something that I'm going to do every episode, and so I think it's very important that folks who don't realize how long this has been going on, and that it's not just Ahmaud Arbery, and it's not just George Floyd, not just Breonna Taylor, but there is many lives that have been lost due to injustice, and at the hands of, in this case, at the hands of that element that I tell you exists within police departments. Again, Food for Action and myself, we do not hate police. We love police. We love the protect and serve police. We love the police that taxes that are paid support, and those officers do the duty and are and feel an obligation and a sense of responsibility to represent the badge well and protect and serve. And to those police officers, I salute you. But there is an element that exists in almost all police departments, unfortunately, and that element is of bad ilk. There is an element that is, in some cases, racist, in some cases, bigots, in some cases, just bad seeds. They are just corrupt. And so, in this case, today, we're going to enlighten you about a life that was lost, but also the corrupt police who um, who felt it was their place to end this Black life. So we are going to be talking about Sharice Francis. And again, this story also comes from Stories for Justice. You can look them up on Instagram at Stories for Justice. Okay, so Sharice Francis, on March 15th, 2012, when Sharice Francis' family called 311 in hopes of getting medical attention for her, they did not know it would result in her death at the hands of 4 police officers. Francis's sister, Shauna, called New York's information hotline asking for help in transporting her sister to a hospital. Francis, she explained, was schizophrenic and had stopped taking her medication and was being uncooperative as a result. 4 policemen arrived to the family home at 10:20 p.m. Upon their arrival, Francis, emotionally distraught and confused, felt a threat to her safety. She began pleading for them to leave, even threatening that she would call the police. So she was obviously not in right mind at that point in time. The officers chased Francis around the house and eventually cornered her in a basement bedroom, forced her face down on the bed, and piled on her back while they cuffed her. Within 20 minutes of police arriving, Francis had stopped breathing. Almost 2 hours later, at 12:25 a.m., Francis was finally taken to the hospital where she was pronounced dead. The hospital said she had been dead for at least 90 minutes prior to her arrival. The medical examiner ruled the death as a homicide, with the cause of death being compression of trunk during agitated violent behavior. In other words, the schizophrenia that she was experiencing, while prone on bed and attempted restraint by police officers. This was the cause of death from the medical examiner. After a 14-month investigation that included several home visits and interviews with family members who were present on the day of the death, the Queens DA declined to prosecute according to court records. Sharice Francis was 30. She was a former daycare worker and studied at Nassau Community College, aspiring to become a physical therapist. Her family and community knew her to be a happy and caring woman and a hard worker. She was a daughter, sister, and friend. They cut short the girl's life, her father, George Francis, says. She had a lot to live for. She had a schizophrenic problem, but if she took her medication, she'd come right back, you know? That was her father saying. Sharice Francis, murdered at 30 years of age because police officers came out and instead of being knowledgeable about how to deal with somebody with those kind of mental disabilities, they came in with a forceful topple on top of her without regard for her physical safety. And this happens so many times, and this is just another Black life lost to that kind of blatant disregard for human life. So anyways, I want to thank everybody who did tune in today. I want to thank anybody who did pop up and say hi. Please remember, this coming Wednesday, Kimberly Latrice Jones is going to be on Food for Action. New York Times best-selling author, Image Award recipient, activist, lesbian, amazing Black woman. She will be on the show Wednesday. You have to be here. You got to tune in. You can't miss this. Thank you very much for if you tuned in now or if you're tuning in later. Please share this. Please be out there and be proactive. Let's fight together against racism, racial injustice, systemic racism. Let's join forces. Let's get together and let's get rid of this horrible, horrible, this horrible human demic. And let's make the country finally literally live up to the Constitution that was supposed to include all people, the Bill of Rights that's supposed to represent all people. Let's fight towards making this country really be one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You know, because that's not what this country has been so far. So let's become that. Thank you guys very much. God bless you. I'll see you Wednesday. Food for Action. I'll see you same black time, same black channel.